who has the power to change, to make the world more peaceful? Is it specific countries? Because we could see in the US election how Trump has claimed that he has the power to stop many wars, including he has said that he will stop Ukraine-Russia pretty easily. Hasn't happened yet, but we will see. In terms of that, he has also said that he will be looking to resolve the situation in Gaza. But do you think the US president possesses that power, or this is up to both sides of the conflict to decide? Do you think negotiation will be between the two countries, for example, Ukraine and Russia, Israel and Palestine? Or do you think there will be massive, significant, powerful nations involved to allow for a discussion and to significantly influence what decisions are being made?
When it comes to the decisions that can be influenced by foreign powers such as the United States, it's crucial to denote the hesitance the United States feels. We have to look at why the United States is reluctant to interfere in several nations. It's reluctant to interfere in, for example, Gaza because its closest ally is perpetrating these crimes. It's very hesitant to commit to any sort of support, humanitarian support for Yemen, or military support for Yemen to fight off those who infringe upon their sovereignty, because Yemen is being bombed by the United States' close ally, Saudi Arabia. It's very difficult for the United States to interfere in places when it becomes a conflict of interest. That's why I can only speak from a legal perspective. For a law student, or a lawyer rather, if there is a conflict of interest, you get yourself out of that case because you know your emotions will get the best of you. You know that you might not be able to carry out the best work. And the same goes for the United States. It knows that it cannot interfere because its closest allies are committing these crimes. It's a very unfortunate situation, and it's rapidly escalating. And there definitely needs to be some limited intervention to prevent any human rights abuses. However, the rights of all individuals must be respected in the Middle East, as well as in Africa, as an example, or Asia, or so on and so forth. Even in those less discussed wars that are occurring in Asia and in Africa. I also want to say that as like a final point, I suppose, for Syria, it's very important to keep in mind that it was the Syrians that took the decision to overthrow Assad. Bashar al-Assad, whether he was a good leader or not in the eyes of anyone, is irrelevant. The only importance of views lies with the Syrian people, as he is their leader, and he should be overthrown if the Syrians see fit, and he should be put back if the Syrians see fit. It's the Syrians who decide how to deal with their future, and it should remain so. However, there should be limited intervention to ensure that human rights abuses are not committed by Syrian factions such as the HTS, the ruling Syrian faction in Syria currently, as it was in Idlib in 2018 against a journalist called Ra'id Faris. He was assassinated by what's believed to be the HTS 2018, and it was a serious crime. It in many ways went unpunished and people forget about it. So there has to be certain mediums put in place to ensure that the sovereignty of not just the nation is enshrined, but also the sovereignty and the right of every Syrian is enshrined, be that a majority or a minority.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Well, thank you for this discussion. It's been a pleasure.